I do see things differently than most people. And like Superman, I can bring people back from the dead. Though not by circling the earth so fast that it spins in an opposite rotation. I'm fast, but I'm not that fast. This obsession with superheroes started when I was young. My twin sister and I were very much into playing with superhero action figures, reading superhero comic books, and watching superhero cartoons. One night, we even dressed up in homemade superhero costumes and decided that we were going to go out into the night and fight crime. After much debate, however, we decided that we would get in a lot of trouble if our parents found out we had climbed out of our second-floor bedroom window into the night below. It was a very short-lived double life. Even as an adult, I really do love a superhero flick. The Flash, Supergirl, the Marvel movies, and even some of the DC movies. Ben Affleck as Batman or Daredevil is really hard to watch. Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman, not so much. Looking back, I think what drew me to superheroes was A, the altruism of saving lives, and B, the science and technology that they use in their superpowers. Today, geeking out in superheroes and science is considered cool, but it wasn't always so. When I was young, being a geek was not a trait of mine that was particularly celebrated by my peers. And it wasn't until my late 20s that I really started to understand myself in a way that I could really appreciate my own individual geekness. And therefore, it took me a really long time to figure out what I wanted to be when I grew up. What I do today as a resuscitation scientist and innovator is something I never could have imagined when I was little. My parents came from blue-collar, working-class families. My mom was first-generation Italian, her grandmother speaking no English even though she was in this country for decades. My parents didn't go to college. Their parents didn't go to college. Of the 6 siblings between them, only 1 graduated from college. Heck, my twin sister is 40 years old and she's still trying to finish her bachelor's degree. Me, on the other hand, I have 2 master's degrees from an Ivy League institution and I'm starting a doctoral program this fall. For all intents and purposes, I'm as alien to my family. That's another story for another night also. For all intents and purposes, I'm as alien to my family as Kal-El, aka Superman, was to the Kents, or Kara Zor-El, aka Supergirl, was to the Danvers, an alien among humans. Though I didn't have the advanced educational guidance from my parents, I did have a lot of support. My mom instilled in me a love of outer space. To this day, anytime there's a rocket ship being live streamed blasting off, she texts me all excited. It's so darn cute. And then there's my dad. He was and still is a master carpenter. The man can do math in his head like no one I've ever known. He can look at a structure, figure out how it's built, and in no time, there it stands. It's really something to marvel. For reasons unknown to me, though, I never even considered studying any of the science subjects that I was enamored with in my youth. And it was during high school that my fascination switched from quote-unquote science to saving lives. In high school, I decided to become an emergency medical technician. I loved getting up in the middle of the night, putting on a uniform, and racing out to help others in distress. It was almost the same thing as putting on a superhero costume and fighting crime, except I didn't have to climb out of my bedroom window, and I wasn't going to get in trouble for doing it. Once again, though, I don't know why I didn't pursue this line of study after high school. Instead, I skipped college and started working at a variety of nonprofit organizations trying to find my purpose and passion. And once I finally did go to college, I switched majors more than a couple of times. I really am a bit slow in introspective uptake. It wasn't until I saw an advertisement for a nurse research program at a local institution that I remembered my passion for science and saving lives, and it all clicked. I became a critical care nurse, resuscitating more people than I care to remember, and today I'm a resuscitation scientist performing the science that informs the CPR guidelines that I've been honored to help write. Performing biomedical research once again sparked that fascination inside of me for all things science and the other STEM and STEAM fields. Over the past decade, I've dedicated my life to spreading their good word to the masses. It's sort of like my own private bat signal. And last year, when science was under attack, just like the Justice League, I came together with many other dedicated scientists, science communicators, and friends of science around the globe to take a stand against evil by organizing the March for Science. living my passion and purpose have been tremendously satisfying and fun. But as Uncle Ben Parker said to Peter Parker, aka Spider-Man, with great power comes great responsibility. I firmly believe that as science superheroes, we have a responsibility to make a difference locally and beyond, and like Professor X, to educate the next generation of gifted youngsters. And even if you don't have superpowers, if you have science, you can still save the world. Yes, it took me a really long time to find my origin story, but in life, as in research, there's never just one path. Today I get to work with a passionate team of dedicated colleagues with cool technology and what amounts to my own superhero lair, and in the process I also get to save lives. It really is just like being a true superhero after all. Thank you.